Hello YouTube and happy Friday the 13th. Now, for most people Friday the 13th is, an unlucky day for some. But for us Friday fans and horror, including Jason Voorhees, it is one of the lucky days because Jason gets to go out on a killing spree. Now, it's the first of 3 Friday the 13th this year. We've got one, today, February. We got another one in March, and then in November. So in those 3 Fridays, I will do a Friday the 13th special. And today we are going to be doing. I'm going to be showing you my sorry about that. Friday the 13th collection. Now, as you can see, sorry, hang on, there's an advert. This, and if you can look, you can see it. It says 8 great films, because this has Friday the 13th parts 1 to 8. You know what? Instead of me reading out the back to you, I'll leave it for you to read. So pause it now if you want to read it. Right, so hopefully you've had long enough to read it, if you want to, that is. So yeah, this has Friday the 13th parts 1 and 2 in this one. And then parts 3 and 4 in that one. And then it's got 5 and 6. You can see it. And then part 7 and 8. So these are like, I got this for like 30 quid on Amazon, which was a fair price. It was good, and yeah, I've watched them all again and again, and I just love them, so yeah. Those are all the films that are owned and done by Paramount. Then I have this one. It's not the best one in the series, but it's okay. I mean, the bit I found a bit disappointing was the fact that Jason was only in 2 sequences, and there, if you want to read the back, just pause it now. So yeah, it has like Kane Hodder in it, one of my favourite Jasons. But yeah, this was not made by Paramount though. It was made by New Line Cinema. I think they pretty much ruined the series. Yeah, and I don't like how this mask is like welded into his flesh and stuff, So, next we have Jason X. Now again, it's one of the worst ones. It's like in space. They did this with Leprechaun and Hellraiser. They didn't do too good. And here, if you want to read the back, then just pause it now. So, Jason is in space, and he gets an upgrade to a big badass cyborg Jason, which I don't think is that good. Also, he's got hair in it, so basically it's Kane Hodder, with a hockey mask. And then here's one here, one done by New Line Cinema, Freddy vs. Jason. Right, I'll let you read the back of it if you just pause it now. So, it's after the events of Jason Goes to Hell, it sets the events for this one. But there's so much that this film could have been way better than it was. Like, first of all, the mistakes they made was not bringing Kane Hodder back as Jason, and also another mistake they made, just getting a very inexperienced director. It was the director. I can't. Hang on. Does it say who directed it? Ronnie Yu. Ronnie Yu directed The Bride of Chucky, and he'd not seen a Child's Play film. He directed this one. He'd only seen one Nightmare on Elm Street and one Friday the 13th film, the first ones. He never watched any of the sequels, so he has little knowledge of this. And it could have just been done so much better. And you know, I just wish they would have done, you know, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. It's not too late to do it either, you know. So, and here is the remake. Now, the remake is actually done by New Line Cinema and Paramount. You know, let you read it there. You know, it's not. This is like an extended cut as well, DVD. It's not the worst remake. I mean, I'm quite hard to please when it comes to remakes, but you know, this was okay. It was an alright remake. The part of Jason is played by Derek Mears, I think it is. Yeah. And it's from Michael Bay's production team, so you know that's good. So yeah, 2009. It's like got plots and the bits of mashups from the first four put together. But yes, you know, the remake is okay. So now I want to just like do a rundown of what is my favourite Friday the 13th film from my best to worst. So let's start with from the worst one, working my way to the best one. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. The reason why I picked this as my number 12 spot is because, you know, like I said, Jason is only in two sequences, the opening scene and the finale, and then he's just passing from person to person. Also, they make the mistake by... Also, Jason somehow talks when he's possessing the policeman. Also, you know, they misspell the name Voorhees with one O instead of two. So, yes, Jason Goes to Hell. Quite disappointing. Then it's Jason X, the 10th Friday film. Now, this, well, it was a bit of a waste of time making because, you know, it was just, but, you know, it was one of those so bad they're good films. So, really, if you want to watch a film that you know is not going to be good, then I'd recommend this. You know, just watch it whilst eating pizza and drinking lager, or beers, whatever. You know, so that's one. Then now we're into our top 10. Number 10 it is Friday the 13th Part 8. Now, it wasn't the worst one, but it's like, it's titled Jason Takes Manhattan, but if you've seen the film, 90% of the film takes place on a boat going to New York. So really they're not going to New York. Well, they are going to New York, but Jason's not. It's like the last half an hour he takes Manhattan. You know, it doesn't really cause like a citywide panic or anything. Also, he doesn't have his machete. I think the only thing that I got impressed by was the basic costume he wore, the hockey mask and everything. You know, and then he gets, you know, melted away in toxic chemicals. Also, just back to Jason Goes to Hell for a minute, that resurrection was unexplained. And I think New Line said it was ignoring the events of the Friday films except for the first three. Nah, sorry, I'm not having that. So, yeah, the Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So, at number 9, it's the remake. Now, again, like I said, it's a good remake, but, you know, you can't beat the original. But this is a good, you know, reboot for, like, a new generation. But, you know, Jason he's, like, undead. He's not undead, sorry, he's alive and stuff. But the opening scene does open up where it's, like, the end of Part 1, the original. And you do see Jason see his mother get beheaded, because they say in the original series he saw his mother get killed in Part 1, and you know, he did, and then that's what made him snap. So We've gone through 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 is Freddy versus Jason. Now, like I said, could have been done a lot better, you know, and I've just told you all this, so yeah, hopefully some would agree with that, why I've made that my number 8 spot. And number 7, it is let me just try and get it, it's a bloody nightmare. Number 7, sorry, Friday the 13th, Part 7. This was the first, Jason appearance from Kane Hodder, who is my favourite Jason. And he was undead, he was more rotted up and everything, and he was fighting a girl with telekinesis. I just, the kills were pretty much straightforward, but yeah, I do think of it as a good slasher film, so I guess it is partly that, but, it's just, and also, yeah, fighting supernatural entities. But I mean, Jason is supernatural himself. But yes, so yeah, Friday Part 7. So so now we've had, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Part 8, the remake, Freddy vs. Jason, Part 7. So number 6. It is Part 6 is get it. Part 6 is number 6 is Part 3. Now, this in Part 3, Jason gets his long-awaited, hockey mask. Well, I mean, it's the first film where we see him with the iconic hockey mask and the machete, and he actually kills in it. I mean, he's not undead in it, but I think the 3D thing about it was just unnecessary, and 3D effects in it looked a bit bad. I mean, I've seen Jaws 3 not in 3D, and I've seen Part 3 in 3D, but yeah, it's just unnecessary. It has a good theme music to it though, which you might have heard early on in this video. And so number 6. Number 5, it is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, yeah, this, it was like the second in a trilogy, what I think, the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, because in parts 4, 5 and 6, it has the protagonist, sorry about that, distracted, it has the protagonist, Tommy Jarvis, and yeah, so yeah, Tommy Jarvis, he's still in it as a troubled teenager. He gets taken to this camp that helps mentally troubled teenagers, and in it is an imposter, a copycat killer who takes the image of Jason. And I didn't really like that, but if you think of it as just a slasher film, it is good. Okay, it is. And at number 4, it is Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Because he lives again, and this is like the first Friday film where he's undead. And, he gets jolted back to life like a Frankenstein monster, and he's more stronger and powerful than ever because he has supernatural abilities. So, yeah, that's, Friday the 13th, Part 6. That was number 4. Number 3 is Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. It's the last one where Jason's alive. Also, it is the first one that has Tommy Jarvis in, played by Corey Feldman. And, Jason gets killed, basically not leaving it open for another one. Well, it did, because it had, you know, his psychosis. So we're down to our top 2. Number 2 is Part 1, the original Friday the 13th. Excluded Jason, and it just had his mother in it as the antagonist. Going out on killing sprees to stop the camp from ever being opened. And basically I sort of root for her because I understand why she's doing it, because, teenagers were screwing one another and that, but I don't get why she has to kill them. She could just scare them off, the latest camp counsellors. But yeah, Friday the 13th. And my number 1 is Friday the 13th Part 2, where Jason makes his big killing debut. And, I mean, he's not got the hockey mask. He has, like, the potato sack on his head and the overalls and pickaxe. He looks a bit like the killer from The Town That Dreaded Sundown, which is based on a real killer and stuff. In fact, it was a true film, that, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. But, yeah, Friday the 13th Part 2 is one of my favourite slashers. A lot of people say it's not the best, but to me, it is one of the best sequels. Well, that's it for my Friday the 13th film collection on this Friday the 13th special. I'm actually filming on a Sunday because I'm so busy this week. I'm not going to get time to do all the videos that I got planned. But yeah, let me know what's your favourite Friday film in the comments below. And if you like this video, feel free to like it. And, till next time, goodbye, friends. Oh, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you after this. Yeah, subscribe. I don't have a shirt on again.